channel, What's in Box. I'm guilty of buying a lot of stuff, and I like to kind of review it and give my opinion, and I'm kind of like crafty, so like, I kind of like to, diddle around with a lot of stuff and learn a bunch of things. My boyfriend says I waste a lot of money buying a bunch of stuff, but I see it as an improvement in our lifestyle, so. This is a box I just bought from Amazon. We kind of live in a small apartment, so counter space is a big problem for us. We cook, we eat, so like preparing food is a huge problem because we have nowhere to really cut things up. Our counter is full of our microwave, our air fryer, our dish drainer, and our sink, of course. So other than that, we have no other counter space. So I bought a shelf that will help us store some fruits and vegetables, help us store some dishes, because our cabinets are full of food and dishes. So we need more space. So I bought this box. It is pretty cool. It was like on sale. It was like $80, and of course I have Amazon Prime, so I get free shipping on it. I have not opened it, so I don't know what it is like in person, but it looked pretty. It came in white or black. I decided to get the white because our kitchen is mostly white, and I just thought that the black would crash a lot with all of the white we have in the kitchen. Plus, I kind of decorate in flowers a lot. So I just thought the white would look better overall. This is the box, I guess. I do not know what kind of tools that I will need to put it together. Hopefully I have one, but I'm not really for sure if I do. So we will just see. But we just moved here to Arizona from Salt Lake City, my boyfriend and I, and we are trying to work and deal with a small apartment. He is what is it called? Minimalist, where he does not like a bunch of stuff. He used to travel a lot, so it was okay that he didn't have a bunch of stuff. But now that we have an apartment together and we're settling down, our plan was to travel. But we decided, after moving to Tucson and after the whole Corona thing, we decided to just settle down here because it's a really nice city. We fell in love with it. There's a lot of nature, which is very important to us. We both like nature and outdoors. I love how pet friendly Tucson is. And it's affordable. It's not like too small of a town. There's still a pretty decent amount of stuff going on. The people are very friendly and welcoming. And we just were able to settle down and get a doggie. Currently, we work with delivering food for Grubhub and other companies like that. So I guess this is one of the legs or base or whatever you want to call it. another one. I don't really see much instructions. I don't know what those are. But I'm pretty, like, I don't know the word for it. Like I have put together a few things before, so I'm pretty confident I can figure this out. I'm concerned because this was supposed to be white. And I guess it is a lighter color, so maybe that's it. I thought it was whiter, like a lot, like kind of like a ash color in the picture, but it's more of like a stained tan-ish. I don't know. It's a weird color. It's not, it doesn't look like real wood. So, but it should work. I mean, I have like kind of sandy marble tiles in here, so it should be fine. Okay, so here are the instructions, I guess. This looks like I will need a wrench, or they gave me a wrench. I don't know. Let's see. There was a packet of stuff here. And it looks like, oh, yeah, they gave me a wrench. I also have a few wrenches. Okay, so, are you gonna help me ice dry, or are you just gonna stand there and watch? Let's see. I'm not really for sure how big this is. It was supposed to be like a 36 inches, I think is what it said, but looks like it might be a little bit smaller. Maybe it's I don't know. Let's see. So I need to take the plunger things and put them on the bottom of all of these legs. So let's see. I'm really excited about this for one thing because I had just bought a bunch of plates not too long ago, and right now they're just crammed in the closet, like not the closet, the cupboards, and it makes me so sad because they're so pretty and like we're just cramming everything in a cupboard. So having somewhere, did you just steal one? You did, didn't you? Oh my god. But having somewhere to permanently keep these and find your little home, it will make me happy to walk in and see them every time I come in here. The plates were like $80. I caught them on sale too. This was like $80, but it was like an extra $15 off. So including tax, it came up to like 80 something, which was really good. And it was delivered in a few days. Right now with Corona, things are taking a lot longer to be delivered. So there was other ones that I was looking at, but I went ahead and went with this one because I would have gotten it before August, which is important to me because my house is a mess. Like I said, my boyfriend's a minimalist, so like he is freaking out right now. He says we have way too much stuff, not enough space. He wants to throw out basically everything. And I ain't sliding that back, please. No. You want your ball? Play with ball? There we go. So anyway, since my boyfriend's a minimalist and he is not used to having actual furniture, he used to eat out a lot more. We're both concerned about our health, so we're trying to make meals at home healthier. So I love to cook. It's just really tough. With working, a new puppy, a boyfriend, and I'm going to be starting school again on August 31st, I believe is when it starts. So I still have a little bit. That's fine. Okay, this is where it gets confusing. Okay, so I attached 1 and 2 to the 4s. Okay, which one are you? So let's see these 2. But anyway, he is not used to having any type of furniture. And he's definitely not used to kind of sharing his space. I think I am his first live-in girlfriend. So we are adjusting to all of that. And I don't want to live like a minimalist. He doesn't want to live like a normal person. So we are compromising. And trying to figure out ways where we can both be happy and have everything that we need and things that I want, because he's perfectly fine without a TV, without furniture. He used camping furniture before he met me, so he is perfectly fine. Which way does this go? Just, you know. Okay, so it faces in. Guess I should do this over here. I mean, I didn't really notice like how much like I like stuff and shopping before I got with him. Like, I always thought that, like, I wasn't a really big shopper. But he's kind of brought to light how basically everything we have, I have bought. With or without his blessing. He hasn't really raged about anything that I have bought. I mean, it's not like I buy a bunch of unnecessary stuff. It's just stuff that he wouldn't buy because it's not in his list of necessities, I should say. He definitely feels more like people can be a lot happier with a lot less. And I feel like a big part of our happiness is having a home that is functional and pretty. So, it's a little bit of a give and take, but we're not at each other. So right now we're arguing over exercise equipment. right now I have a total gym, which I love. But I just keep tapping this. But I want an elliptical. He says we don't have enough room. I say we do. We just need to rearrange and stuff. But he says absolutely not. I can keep it outside if I'm gonna get one. So we're gonna see how that works. Because I obviously do not want to put an expensive piece of equipment outside, especially when they get monsoons in Arizona. But at the same time, I don't want this huge fight over like I could always get a gym membership, but I hate feeling like crunch for time, especially when I'm working out and having to go somewhere to work out and then go back home to eat and live. It always makes me feel like I am wasting a bunch of time and commute. So I would rather have it at home. But I do have to admit, we do have a smaller apartment. And it will take a lot. So that might be another video. Finding room for an elliptical. Put them together. I've had one before. I don't think that they're as big as what he thinks. I think that he's thinking of like the kind at a gym, but the kind at home is a little smaller, a decent amount smaller. Oh my God. This is coming along too easily. Well, it is, but it's not. It's a lot harder to not have an extra hand here to help hold. And let me put this together, but I want to get this done before he comes home from work to kind of surprise him. He knows it's here, but he does not know I'm currently putting it together. And he is not so mechanically inclined, is what I was thinking, as I am. So he definitely would struggle with this a little bit more than I am struggling with it. So I do have to say, I'm used to working with wood. So if you were to buy this and put this together, you might want to keep in mind. Did I put this on the right one? Well, this one has two. So yeah, I guess I'm done with the last one. But the wood is a lot softer. I guess it's like that particle board type of wood. So you do not need to screw it in as far as I am. It is actually kind of damaging the particle board a little bit. So if you're working with this, you decide to buy this, that's just something to keep in mind. My hands are kind of tired because last night I spent all night making my doggy dog food because he has decided he is not going to eat any of the dog food I purchased for him. I used to buy him Fresh Pet. He liked that for a little bit, but then he just refused eating. He went a few days with completely ignoring it, not eating a bite of it, only eating the little bit of treats I give him. I didn't even give him any, like, table scraps for like a day, and he still didn't touch his food. So I have made the decision to go ahead and make home food. I have done it for my dogs in the past, but again, time, I just didn't do it because I could get away with not doing it. But with this dog, it seems like he wants the homemade dog food. He was a stray. He was found on the street. So I figured he's probably used to eating human scraps. So dog food just isn't cutting it for him. Anytime I let him go out the front door with me, like when I'm watering my plants in the front yard, he just kind of wanders out there, wanders to the trash can, and grabs whatever he can to eat. And no matter how much food he has in here, no matter how many treats, he just does that. So I figure he's used to eating human food, so I'll make him dog food, and that would be a little bit more nutritious than eating trash, hopefully. I quickly found out what he liked. He, of course, likes meat. He actually likes salmon and shrimp, which I was kind of shocked about. And he liked blueberries, which again I was kind of shocked about. He did not like zucchini, and he did not like bananas, which I've had dogs in the past who loved bananas. So that was kind of a little bit of a shock, but not a huge one. So this goes to 5. Okay. So after finding that out, we like I had to go and take his food. I wanted to keep it less processed, less ground, just so he gets to feel like he's eating real food, and hopefully it will entice him to eat it a little bit more. And just because I think it looks a lot better than a bunch of ground and mush. Always like feel bad for feeding dogs kibble and stuff because it just looks horrible. Like they don't even feed you that in prison. So I just wanted to keep it as intact as possible, but for the things he didn't eat, like the kale, the zucchini, the bananas, I just ground up and mixed it into his food, and he seems not to mind. I fed him his breakfast, which was a little bit of rice, some egg, some bacon, blueberries, bananas, and what else here? Sweet potatoes. I made it kind of like a hash for him, and he ate it. There's still a little bit left of it, but he actually ate it, which makes me happy. And he's been pooping again. The other pet food, he stopped pooping as much, and when he started pooping last night, he actually had an accident, and like it was like dry little bullets, I guess is what you would call it. And today his poop is a lot more like actual dog poop, so I am happy about that. I'm not really happy about how picky of an eater he is. just because it gives me a lot of anxiety making his food because it costs a lot. But from what I spent like $50, and I think I probably made enough to last him like a month on it. Plus I have like some rice left over, so that would probably work towards another month. So once I add up, I was spending like $13 on just one roll of food. That lasted like a few days. It actually works out to a lot cheaper than what I was spending. And it's actually a lot less anxiety because those rolls, they're kind of hard to store. I feel because like they just kind of don't stack, and like once you open them, there's no way to close them, so they're just kind of open to the elements in the fridge, and they dry out, which makes them look gross. So this food that I made, they're in containers. It's not drying out, and I know what's in it. Like, not only can you see what's in it, but like I made it, so I know exactly what's in it. The only thing I feel bad about is I didn't get any spices for him. I'm not even sure what spices he likes. I learned that dogs are not supposed to eat pepper, which I have given him a lot of table scraps covered in pepper, and he has eaten just fine. But dogs aren't supposed to eat chocolate either. And my dogs have always eaten chocolate, and we're perfectly fine. So, and they drink my coffee. I would get Starbucks, white chocolate ice mocha, and they would actually take off the cap to it and drink it when I wasn't looking. So it got so bad to where I just started ordering them their own so I could actually drink some of mine. And they were happy. But unfortunately, I had a little bit of bout of homelessness, and I had to put one of my dogs in the pound. I hope he is okay. But things just kind of work out the way that they do sometimes. You don't always know the reason why, but you know, I just have to remember I treated him the best I could while he was with me, and I made the best decision I felt for him. I could not ask him to live on the street, especially like I lived on the East Coast and it would have been winter. There was just no way I was going to put him through that. So, you know, I always treated him like a little prince. So I didn't want that to stop just because I lost my home. But I love animals, and it was tough getting another dog. He does remind me of my other one from time to time, but he is completely his own person, his own personality. And I have to, like, I am, oh crap, I'm like happy, even though I miss my other dog terribly, but you know, I'm happy with the life I have right now. That doesn't say, like, if I could find him and bring him back here and live with him, was one big happy family, I would, but that's just not the case. So like, I was talking to my boyfriend about our life goals, and I told him my life goal is to give back. So I want to create a place where people who are down on the luck, facing homelessness, whatever, can either house their pet for free or low cost, or live with their pet, like a homeless shelter, just because like people do not realize the psychological impact it has when someone loses something that means so much to them, when they're experiencing hardship. And like, for a long time I've believed that everyone should have a roof over their head, you know, a place that's safe, clean, and, you know, like encouraging, welcoming. So I've always wanted to get involved with a homeless shelter in the first place, but after experiencing homelessness, like when I was a kid, we experienced homelessness, and I really didn't notice it. I was pretty young, and it was all just a blur. But experiencing it as an adult, it definitely kind of hits you pretty hard, because it's like you did absolutely nothing wrong other than not being able to pay a few bills, and yet you're treated like you're in prison. You know, you're given like a piece of bread and a boiled egg for breakfast, and you're kicked out on the street during the day, no matter what the temperature is. And you have to be back at a certain time, or you lose your spot. It's just, it's kind of crazy. There's not much done about fights in your typical homeless shelter either. And you're just stuck in a big room with a bunch of bunk beds. Like piece of like the itchiest material I could ever describe for a blanket. I had like a sheet thrown in a pillowcase for a pillow. I mean, I was grateful for it and stuff. It's just, I would really love to create a place that will do better and can provide better. And I know that's a tough challenge, just because there is no way to generate income having a homeless shelter. So you'd have to find other enterprising ways to directly contribute to the homeless shelter and not end up doing some sort of forced labor or slavery in the process. So, did I do this wrong? No, that's on top. Okay. So that is something that I am working towards. I'm actually switching my degree. I was going for computer information systems, but I just decided that like I don't want to be stuck in a cubicle typing away on a computer all day. So I just decided that I would rather work with the public. Right now I'm doing, I believe it's called human resource management and stuff. I forget what the other name of the degree is. I just switched. So I don't remember everything about it. but I just know it would enable me to do city planning, help people in receiving funding for their businesses, help entrepreneurs, a lot of things that are important to me. I want to help build up the community. I want to help give back. And now that I actually found a community that I feel like I could really be a part of, I want to really start putting down. Put it on backwards. I might have. I really want to start putting down like roots and helping out any way I can. I completely put that on backwards. Okay. So, what I did wrong here is I completely did not notice that there's holes here that go to the crossbars to give it more stability. And so I have to take these off and put them on. But anyway, I originally wanted to be a lawyer because I wanted to advocate for child's rights. I grew up in an abusive household, and that has made me realize some people see their kids as property and not as living beings. And the law kind of, supports that idea. And I don't really like that. So that's what I originally wanted to do. I soon realized law school, I had dreams of going to Harvard. Law school would take a long time. And I want it to be, I still want to be a mother. So I just decided to go for a career where I can get a degree a lot quicker, because I do feel a degree, definitely in today's changing times, where you need some type of certification, even if it's just 18-month class. You need some sort of certification that says that you know what you're doing. And apprenticeships are kind of out, but these certifications kind of fill that gap. So I guess it was just a kind of a way of regulating apprenticeships and still making, I don't want to say simple or the most common, necessary, can't even really say high demand. Can't think of the right word for it. But because it's not even blue collar, because there's certifications for basically everything now. So it has really changed. But I guess it's a way to get workers into fields that are really needed at the moment, but people do not see necessarily, you don't really grow up to think, oh, I'm going to be an electrician. But it's really something that's necessary, no business can operate with faulty wiring, So it's just getting, the need out there to people who are able to fill it. I believe most people want to work, want to contribute any way that they can. And a lot of them don't realize there are so many ways you can do that. Like a lot of people just think you have to specialize in one thing and that's it, and you can never dabble. And you know, like I believe in being a jack of all trades, master of none, just because I don't like being caught with my pants down. I like to be able to, you know, figure out any situation, and I like having some sort of fundamental knowledge on how to really tackle any situation, and so that's very important to me. My mom, she worked in the healthcare industry most of my life, so that was kind of what she wanted me to do. She wanted me to be a doctor. I kind of had a problem with blood and gore and needles, so that kind of wasn't happening for me. Like, it's weird. I can watch scary movies, but I cannot give myself a shot. Thankfully, I've never had to, but like, it's just weird to think about. But it's weird though, because I have given my animals shots before. Like their parvo shots and rabies shots and stuff. I was actually able to give those to them just fine. And it's just weird to think, you know, the things you're capable of doing. So I guess I could have been a doctor. Who knows? But once again, I didn't want to dedicate all the time to school. I mean, did I put that on there? Okay, whatever. I'll fix it later. But like, my mom definitely was a champion for school. She kind of, did I do that? No, okay. But she was a champion for school. She was not really a champion for kids, I should say. She definitely did not want us having kids underage. Neither did my dad. She grew up Catholic and Mennonite. My dad was Southern Baptist, so they're very strict on having kids out of wedlock, which is actually what they did. But they always said, do as I say, not as I do. So that was that. Okay. So my mom definitely wanted us to finish school and to, that's right? Yeah, okay. And to like not have kids until we were older. I don't think she had kids until she was in her 20s. So it was very important to her. So she's happy that I don't have kids right now, but she does want me to have kids in the future, whenever. And I completely lost my focus on what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, about being a doctor and stuff. She definitely, like, it wasn't even an option for me. I was going to go to college. I've always received good grades, without even trying most of the time. I was always pretty smart. So my mom didn't want me to ruin my life by having a kid, or not going to college. My mom had never graduated from college. My dad in 5th grade. So my mom definitely wanted me to do better. She wanted all of her kids to do better, but it was kind of more obvious for me because of the good grades I've always gotten in school. I would say she even went as far as to make sure I had no extracurricular activities, so that I had no excuse for not doing well in school. So growing up, I wasn't really for sure if I wanted to go to college. I definitely wanted to be a mom, and so I just wanted to really think before I went to college, and then I had been a marriage prior to my boyfriend currently. So I worked, he went to college, he graduated his degree, and it was my turn to go, and I really had no clue what I wanted to do, which was so weird because I always kind of had a plan for my life, and it's just school-wise, it's always been kind of a toss-up of what really I am good at, what really I should do. And one thing is that I kind of think that I'm probably going to end up opening my own business maybe and working with the community, because that's the things that really motivated me. I have worked in caregiving positions and with the public a lot, and I actually really enjoy it, even the tough days, even working with Grubhub, and you get angry customers, and it's just you want to be a horrible person, but it's I don't know. I just think, how would I be if I'm extremely hungry and I feel something is wrong with my order. I'm not always the most nice and understanding or whatever, and a lot of the time it is just little mistakes. But for the most part, I have a lot of fun with what I do, just because it gives me a lot of flexibility and working, I guess, kind of for myself on my own. It does get lonely. That is my biggest complaint. Okay. But most of the time, it's really fun. I like to drive around and listen to scary stories. Which is part of the reason why I got Einstein, because I wanted a little companion with me when I drive, but he is not a road dog. And I cannot talk Josh into letting me get another puppy, so I have a companion on the road. So he is just my house dog. I think he might have been dumped off on the side of the road, just because every time he's in the car, he acts terrified when I stop. Like, I have taken him to doggy daycare, I've taken him to groomers, and he just acts like every time I stop and I go to get him, he just acts like it's the end of the road. So I feel so bad, and I don't want to stress him out in the car. This is not going in there. And he's so happy out. Going in there now. But I want to get another dog too, because I feel like he needs a little friend to play with. He's here alone with people and he has fun, but a lot of time I think he would just like be so much more engaged and comfortable if he had a dog to play with. Just because, like, I had to teach him, oh, I forgot that. But I had to teach him not to nip at me, because I used to play with him with my hands. But he ended up nipping at Josh, and Josh did not like it. He actually drew a little bit of blood, so I felt so bad. So I had since stopped playing with him with my hands and just use toys. But he definitely loved going to doggy daycare. It was more stressful for me just because, like, he was out of my sight with someone I didn't know taking care of him. And that stresses me out so much. Like, you hear all these stories of, like, kids being mistreated at daycare, and dogs kind of can't tell you what's going on. And a thing that kind of upset me a little bit, and Josh a little bit, is that the daycare we took him to kind of called him an idiot right in front of us. A joke was made about him not living up to his name, Einstein, and Josh didn't appreciate it too much. I said, like, that I wasn't for sure if I was just being overprotective, because he's my puppy, and it was just a harmless joke. But he brought up a really good point. She said that, like, nonchalantly right in front of us. So what is she doing? Like, what's happening when the dogs are there alone? Like, if that's something that she didn't think was offensive at all to say in front of someone who's paying you to watch your dog. Like, to watch your dog, you know? Like, you would never call a kid an idiot. And you definitely wouldn't do it in front of their parents. So, Josh brought up a really good point. What is going on when we're not there, you know? So, he hasn't been back to that place. I've kind of been too scared to take him anywhere else, just because, you know, one bad experience, and then he does get, like, so anxious going to a new place because he does think I'm going to just abandon him somewhere. And, you know, he's a poor little I don't want to see him upset. So, we got him a dog cam, and we left him at, we've been leaving him at home. He seems to be enjoying it. We make sure we leave him with toys and treats, and like we always give him like a new chew toy, like it's usually his rawhide. Yesterday when we left him, though, I actually bought him a butcher's bone, and he loved that thing. He tried to bury it in the backyard, but I think he pretty much ate it all in one day though. But he loved it. So like, that's probably what's going to happen with him. I don't know if we're gonna get another dog. I would love to get another dog, but I like to lay in bed with my dogs, and Josh isn't so happy about that. He definitely interrupts cuddling. He gets up between us and demands attention. So I think another dog though would kind of, you know, they would be all playing and not paying us attention. But Josh does not want to take that chance to add another furry little body to the bed. But another cool thing about working with Grubhub is that we can schedule when we work. So we always schedule like the same day off, and you know, just hang out together, have extra time together. We were actually able to take the 4th off. I mean, it's not paid time off, but it's nice to be able to take time off. We are both into like traveling and camping, so anytime we want to leave, we can always take Grubhub with us, which is nice if we're going to be gone long enough, or we could just take the time off and just pick up work when we get back. So it's really cool about that. Because like we were able to work when we were visiting his family in California, and we were able to go to Disneyland. My first time. He's been a few times before. Of course, he grew up in California, so. But we had a blast, and it was a lot less stressful because we were making money on vacation, which I love because it kind of makes me relax a lot more, and I can actually enjoy my time and not really have to think everything I'm spending. I'm just going to have to work that much harder later to make it up. So that was a really nice detail. This is actually pretty easy to put together. At first I was worried because I have like a few simple tools. I don't really have the tools that I'm used to having. I normally have like a drill and stuff like that. I think I have a pocket knife which has like a screwdriver, like both screwdrivers on it and stuff like that. And I have a wrench and ratchet set, but I do not have a drill. I don't even have a hammer, which is really weird for me. But since we're renting, the house I had previously, I was buying with my ex-husband. So I was able to do a lot more home improvement stuff at my, heart's content, like to my heart's content. But this one, we're renting, so I can't do stuff like that. like, it's Arizona, so it's hot. I'm used to the East Coast where it's a lot cooler. And, like, I guess I have a tendency of overworking the air conditioner. Josh, since he's from California, he doesn't really have that problem. He thinks it's cold. I think it's still warm, but it's tolerable. So, I guess I was overworking the air conditioner, and the landlord told us to keep it on a warmer temperature. So, that's definitely something to get used to. Like, it's not my stuff, so I kind of have to listen to someone else's. Pretty cool. But I kind of have to listen to someone else's, like, orders on what to do in my apartment, which is definitely different. Or different for me. But this is together. And I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty sturdy. So, I'm so happy with it. So, let's see. The first thing I am going to do is put where they belong. These are the plates I got for like $80. So I'll put those there. I got a whole set. So I have bowls too, which are just as adorable. And I have palettes. They're so cute. But it's so nice to have so much more room in the cabinets. And hopefully Josh will be a little bit happier when he comes back.